Welcome to a special InfoWars report on former FBI Chief Ted Gunderson's emergency 2011 intelligence report. In early 2011, former FBI Chief and Illuminati research expert Ted Gunderson made a surprised appearance by attending one of our monthly We Are Change Hollywood meetings. I'm the steering lead of We Are Change Hollywood and several other local chapters. It was like a Hollywood movie star or rock star appeared unannounced. The meeting lasted for many hours, and Ted was very welcoming in answering many of our members' questions. During the course of the conversations, Ted told me he was working on his final 2011 intelligence report. I asked Ted if our group could be of help, as Ted does not have good typing or clerical skills. All members agreed, and I personally worked one-on-one with Ted at least 4 entire afternoons to finish off the report. Sadly, Ted passed away on July 31st, 2011, before the intelligence report could be finished. I learned a month later that Ted died of arsenic poisoning. I learned this from Anthony Hilder, a good friend of Ted's. It's in the coroner's report. So Ted was probably assassinated for his recent chemtrail activism and his final intelligence report. During the many private meetings I had with Ted, he showed me extreme high-resolution 8.5 by 11 color photographs of what Ted called foreign Russian mercenary troops. The photos showed massive numbers of unmarked troops in green camo being offloaded from U.S. Navy ships onto the shores of California, walking onto rail cars. Ted said there were at least 20,000 troops. Ted did not know where they were being taken, and Ted did not have any intelligence on their purpose. Ted always carried a briefcase with him to our many personal meetings. Ted never allowed anyone to personally keep highly sensitive intelligence out of fear for my safety or the safety of members of my group. So I don't have copies of these photos. This is a crude, photoshopped image I made to describe what I saw on those photos. But it is my hope by exposing this, friends of Ted may be able to obtain that briefcase and send the photos and documentation to the InfoWars team. The InfoWars team recently posted several disturbing articles on Russian troops and American troops conducting joint anti-terrorism drills in late May 2012 at Fort Carson, Colorado. Are these Russian joint anti-terror drills connected to the 20,000 offloaded by our Navy onto California shores? I don't know. Ted also told me the massive upswing in the Mexican drug war is directly tied to a larger plan to cause civil unrest in the southwestern United States, illicit drugs for U.S. guns. Operation Fast and Furious and InfoWars team has exposed this regularly. With Ted now gone, we may never know the extent of the intelligence that he had. All American law enforcement need to bolster their home security with inexpensive electronic security gear. Now on to Ted Gunderson's direct personal warning, especially to American law enforcement.
And good day. I'm Ted Gunderson. I was an FBI agent for 27 years and 3 months, I might add. At the time of my retirement, I was the senior special agent in charge of the FBI Los Angeles Division. I had more than 700 personnel at my command, a budget of $22.5 million. I was very active in law enforcement for these whole 27 years. As you can imagine, I was involved in investigation of a number of matters, including counterterrorism, counterespionage, the Black Panthers, who were revolutionaries, Communist Party USA. So I do have a vast amount of experience. I retired March 30, 1979, and immediately became involved in my own investigative work. I was had a tendency or propensity, for some reason or other, to become involved in some high-profile cases. One of them was the Dr. Jeffrey R. McDonald case. This was a case that woke me up. Dr. McDonald was a former Green Beret doctor who was convicted of murdering his wife and 2 children. Children were 2.5 and 5.5. At Fort Bragg, February 17, 1970. He was sentenced to 3 consecutive life sentences. As I entered the case after he was convicted and sentenced and began my investigation at the request of the defense team. Within 10 months of entering the case, I obtained a signed confession from a girl named Helena Stokely, who said that Dr. McDonald did not commit these murders. They were committed by her satanic cult group. And the cult was mad at Dr. McDonald because he moonlighted at civilian hospital, and when the druggies in the military would overdose, they knew if they went to the military hospital, they'd be given dishonorable discharges, so they were going to the civilian hospital, and somebody in the civilian hospital was turning them in. They were being given dishonorable discharges anyway, and they thought Dr. McDonald was the person who was doing this. Now, the reason this is significant, and the reason the cult came after him, that's the reason, of course, but the cover-up is more interesting, because this particular group of cult members were distributing drugs up and down the East Coast, and the drugs were being flown in plastic bags in the body cavities of the dead GIs coming in from Vietnam. If you want documentation on that, it appeared in a Time magazine article January 1, 1973, by the way. But I said to myself, I can't believe this is happening in this great United States of America. And then as I got into the case, I found out that the prosecution had evidence he was innocent. It was lost, stolen, and destroyed. And with my confession and additional information that I developed, there was no question about his innocence. He was framed. He's in jail today as we speak. Did not commit these murders. A brilliant surgeon who had much, much to offer to society. But I mentioned the McDonald case because that's the case, as I said a few moments ago, that's where I woke up and I said, what is going on here? And from there, I appeared on national TV, and people just came from all walks of life, all parts of the country, telling me about the satanic cult movement in this country today. I didn't believe it at first. I said, well, I've heard about Satanism in the Bible, but I can't find it as true in this manner or this extent in America. People from in New England, Southwest, Midwest, South, all telling me the same basic story, and they didn't know each other. And from my national TV exposure and so forth, I started giving lectures on it. So, in addition, I put out an intelligence report that tells it like it is, okay? And I have just finished a year-end intelligence report for 2011. It's approximately 100 pages long, and it tells the story, the true story of what's going on behind the scenes in America. Do you know what MJ-12 is? Do you know what the Illuminati is? Are you aware of the extent of the satanic movement in this country today? Are you aware that the Illuminati has infiltrated virtually every level of society, including our military and our intelligence agencies, FBI, CIA, and so forth? I am. If you're not aware of this, you want the truth and you want the documentation, I'm going to furnish you this intelligence report. You have to give this report to every sheriff in your district, every police chief in your district, every congressman and senator in your district, every local state assemblyman, the attorney general of your state, the attorney general of the United States, all the cabinet members. This report must get out. This report tells it like it is. You need to educate yourself, your friends, your relatives, before it's too late. It may already be too late. Hopefully not. This intelligence report will affect you professionally and can have a devastating effect on your family if you're not knowledgeable about what's going on. You need to know what's going on. Take care of your family, take care of your friends, take care of your relatives. Thank you very much.